Apple on 15th October had a really great event. That event actually took place in less than 15 minutes. And something major happened in this particular event that is likely going to have a major change, or that is actually going to shake up the filmmaking industry. Now, in this program, Apple announced a lot of products, but the product we are going to be talking about is the iPhone 12 Pro. And within this iPhone comes a feature that is likely going to transform the filmmaking industry. After watching this Apple's event, I asked myself, is this the final piece of the puzzle that we need in order to be able to make this smartphone footage great and finally put it to the level where we can start to compare it with a professional camera? Now, stick around to the end of the video because I have a lot of surprises in stock for you, and we are going to be talking about that particular feature that I said has the tendency of changing the course of history of cinema. Let's get straight into the video. But guys, if you're new to the channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and hit on the notification icon so that you get notified anytime we drop awesome content like this on this channel. So guys, let's get right into the reaction video. So, like I said, the event went down in less than 15 minutes. And let's do this.
With A14 Bionic, we were able to bring deep fusion to all 4 cameras of iPhone 12 Pro, including the front-facing true depth camera. iPhone 12 Pro features our amazing ultra-wide camera with the 120-degree field of view.
Wow.
And our new wide camera with faster f1.6 aperture and 7-element lens that lets in 27% more light. iPhone 12 Pro also features a 52mm telephoto camera for stunning portraits. With the new telephoto, you can now optically zoom in 2.5 times for even closer shots. On top of that, we developed a completely new system for optical image stabilization that adopts a high-end DSLR approach called sensor shift. So we'd like to show you a sneak peek of a new feature that combines the control of shooting in RAW with the power of our computational photography. And that's...
Oh, no, guys. We can't go past this. Let's go back. How on earth is Apple able to achieve this incredible feat? They are going to be having something like what we call IBIS within the normal DSLR camera. So what happened is that once the camera is shaking, the sensor moves continuously to counter the movement that the user is transferring onto the camera. And that way it results in a very stable image. And this for so many years has been one of the major disparaging factors, or one of the factors that sets apart DSLR or mirrorless cameras from phone cameras. But Apple in this iPhone 12 is able to achieve it. Although it is not all the axes, it is almost like top and down. But once you physically move the iPhone when there's a shake, the sensor inside the camera actually counter moves in order to keep the footage very steady. And so you end up with this very smooth shot. For me, I always felt this was impossible to achieve within a small form factor. I mean, just a phone lens. Guys, this is amazing. This is amazing. Big ups to Apple. I doff my hat to Apple. Apple is doing, in fact, they are really pushing the envelope of technology. Seriously. Let's get back into the video. And I just really need to get this point again.
iPhone 12 Pro also features a 52mm telephoto camera for stunning portraits.
Wow.
With the new telephoto, you can now optically zoom in 2.5 times for even closer shots.
So what this particular feature means is that after taking the picture, you can go back later on and reframe or zoom into that particular shot in order to just have a completely different composition altogether. And this is great. This is because the megapixels is wide, and definitely it is actually going to give you a lot of details to work with within the image. So for example, when you take a wide shot, just like you can do with, let's say, Canon R5, R6, or any other high count megapixel camera out there, just the way you can take a wide shot and zoom into it and get a medium shot, that is now going to be possible on mobile phone. Guys, this is insane. It is absolutely mind-blowing.
Top of that, we developed a completely new system for optical image stabilization that adopts a high.
This is we are actually back to the image stabilization factor.
A sneak peek of a new feature that combines the control of shooting in RAW with the power of our computational photography, and that's Apple Pro RAW. This will be an incredible feature for pros and will be available in the iPhone camera app on iPhone
Now, guys, Apple Pro RAW is coming into this particular product. Now, I have a separate video on this channel. If you don't know what RAW is all about, I have another separate video on this channel where I go in depth into this particular factor and why you should be shooting in RAW. I think I'll link the video up here. Just click up here or probably just up here. I'll have it just within or in the description of the video. Just kindly check it out and learn what this whole RAW issue is all about. But basically, this is an amazing feat of engineering, guys. 2020 has actually been stocked with a lot of, magnificent camera releases from Canon, from Sony and all the other cameras. And now we are here today talking about the iPhone. Guys, who thought we would have been here making such a video today in comparison or just still trying to even compare it with latest DSLR or mirrorless cameras out there, guys? This is totally insane. Enough of the ranting. Let's get back into the video.
12 Pro and 12 Pro Max later this year. We're also creating an API for third-party apps to capture images in Apple Pro RAW. For the first time, we're bringing HDR video recording to iPhone. You can now record in...
Guys, it doesn't get better than this. HDR video recording. It means high dynamic range video recording. Now, for time past, this was only possible in your higher end DSLR or mirrorless cameras, and not just any other mirrorless or DSLR cameras had this. Just some specific companies or just a few were only privileged to be able to achieve this amazing feat of engineering. But now, that feature is actually going to be on your iPhone 12. Guys, it doesn't get better than this. Let's get back into the video.
10-bit high dynamic range.
Apple, 10-bit in a phone. Guys, Apple is really at it. And I don't know, I just can't wait to get my hands on this particular camera to try it out. I know often than not, these manufacturers, they get us too excited, they promise certain things, and it never happens. But trust me, if everything that we have been showed in this video is actually well implemented, then DSLR and mirrorless companies should begin to cry because the future is now. The future is here. Let's get back into the video.
iPhone 12 Pro is the first camera to record in Dolby Vision HDR. And we can do this at 4K resolution and 60 frames per second.
We've pushed the industry with depth technology over the...
Now, guys, in the beginning of the video, I spoke about something that I read about this iPhone that I said has the tendency or the ability to change the whole filmmaking industry. All right? And we have gotten to that particular part of the video. It's called Lidar. Lidar is actually spelled, as you can see on the video, L-I-D-A-R. Let's continue. You would understand.
Years. And today, we continue that innovation with a LiDAR scanner. We've adopted this technology for iPhone. It enables object and room scanning, photo and video effects, and precise placement of AR objects. With LiDAR's ability to see in the dark, we use it for autofocus and low light scenes.
We are keeping the price the same.
Guys, what LiDAR does is that when you point the camera to take an image, the infrared light travels to measure the distance between your subject in relation to the background and create something we call a depth map. For those of you out there who do 3D or who are into 3D, you clearly understand what depth map is. So it calculates the distance between your subject and the background. So it uses this data to now create the background blur that you actually get within the image. So you can actually have a clear separation between the background and the subject. So just as we see right now, I am currently recording on a professional camera, and as you can see, I have the background a little bit blur, and this is a professional camera, but we are talking about an iPhone here, and the iPhone is likely, or at least on paper, should be able to replicate what we are seeing now, if it is actually well implemented. So, like I said, once you point it, it's going to calculate the distance between where the subject is seated and the background and create a depth map, and from the depth map, it will in turn generate the bokeh, or what you call the blur. And so it will end up having a perfect blur. Now, previous years and from the previous iPhones that we've had, it only uses software computations. And so you can have the blur on your picture that you take on the iPhone, but when you zoom in very closely, you would realize that probably the blur would cut into the face or cut into certain parts of the body. With LiDAR, that is a no-no. At least on paper, that is a no-no. It is actually going to have perfect focusing, and you can see clear separation between the background and the person seated. And it is going to be implemented both in the video side and photography. But in this video, as you realize, it was spoken much more in the light of photography than in the video. So I'm a little bit skeptical. I don't know how far you can push it in video. But once it is there, like I said, we all just can't wait to finally have this phone in our hand so that we can all finally try out these features to see whether what we were told is what we have gotten. Let's get back into the video. We are almost done with this.
As today, with iPhone 12 Pro starting at $999. And we're doubling the starting capacity to 128 gig.
All right. So I think Apple from this point started talking about the price and other stuff that you can get. Like I said, this event went down in less than 50 minutes. Of course, because of the pandemic, they couldn't invite a lot of creators to a particular location to actually bring forth this product like they've done in the past years. But from the video, at least on paper, we have seen that this iPhone is actually going to be packed with a lot of features. All right, guys, so that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this kind of reaction. Guys, if you need me to always step out of the studio sometimes to do some of these great reactions in very magnificent landscapes like this, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And guys, do you think it's time for us professional video and photo guys to start getting worried? Because smartphones are soon going to become the next big thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you think very soon we are going to start ditching our cameras to just pick up normal smartphones and go to the field and shoot. It's been me, OBL Jr. here, right here in the Africa Amaze channel, guys. And you know how amazing we are here. So because I'm out in the studio, I didn't have a mic when I decided to do this video. So again, I made a DIY solution. This is just my smartphone. My other smartphone, of course, I have another one here. This is the one we use for the reaction to watch the video. And I have this one here, which I've connected just my earpiece, and the earpiece is here. So the earpiece now serves as a microphone. Hello, hello. And so this is what we use as the microphone to kind of record the video. And that is how I came about with this whole audio system. So anytime you don't have a microphone or let me say a lapel mic, the other way you can go about it is just to get an earpiece and connect it to your phone, and you can basically use this hello, hello, hello as a form of recording. This will be me, OBL Jr. here on the Africa Amaze channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and hit on the notification icon so that you get notified anytime we drop awesome content on this channel. Guys, until next time, as always, keep practicing filmmaking. Peace out.